And it seemed like that was the real catalyst, right? You point out in the book a voice note that she leaves the senator. You say that this is what sealed his fate. I have a favor to ask you. Hopefully, you can do it. And I mean, I'm just talking for myself here. I've never been convicted or even said to have committed any type of corruption. But if I got away with it the first time, wouldn't you, try to stay on the straight and narrow again? But that didn't really seem to be the case with Bob Menendez. Why do you think he dipped his toe into the corruption pool with Nadine? Was it hubris? Was it stupidity? Was it naivete? Did he think that he just could get away with it again? I mean, was because he did at some points act like the victim here. Did he think he was the victim who did nothing wrong? I mean, if you had to get in Bob Menendez's head, both of you, what do you think the reasoning is?
Oh, so many reasons, but he did get away with it time and again, and he got away with it in 2017, as you mentioned, at his trial in New Jersey federal court. That ended up being a hung jury. So I think that emboldened him. And then when Nadine presented, all of these new friends, and they weren't, all of them weren't new friends. I mean, he knew these people, he knew these business people from New Jersey, and he just felt, I think he felt he could get away with it. I- and I also think he was in love with her, and wanted to win her over. And, because he himself is shocked from some of those first texts that she sends him. She sends him a text with, "Oh, I want you to meet some of my Egyptian friends. And oh, could you look up the new Suez Canal situation?" And he writes back and he writes back, "Really? Question mark, question mark, question mark." So I think some of it shocked him at the beginning, but okay, he's gonna please his girlfriend. He's in love with this woman. I think we don't we don't put a lot of emphasis on that, and I think that was one of the reasons that just pushed him forward.
What about Nadine? Do you think that she was as in love with him as he was reportedly, as you're saying, with her? Or do you think that she went into this relationship really with the intent of using Bob Menendez? I'm not sure exactly if she's this criminal mastermind, considering she put a lot of what she was doing in writing.
That's a very good point. I think that um I I think Nadine saw an opportunity, and I don't think she thought too much about it. I think she was, I mean, this is a woman who's a very selfish character in this whole situation. I mean, we've got her, um, what came to light during the indictment was the fact that she had been in it. The reason she needed a new Mercedes was that because she totaled her old car when she ran over a pedestrian and killed him in on a dark street on her way to a dinner in New Jersey. And there's not, when we got the video of her talking to the police, there wasn't a lot of concern for the poor guy who had just died. And in fact, I reached out to his family. They didn't want to talk, but it just seemed like, where was this in the equation? I mean, it was so Gatsby-esque, Daisy Buchanan running over a pedestrian with her car and just not caring. And so I saw the same kind of thing with, I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. If you had done this in fiction, nobody would have believed you. And so you've got that, aspirational, the woman with a collection of, all of these designer handbags. One of the things that we foiled was we foiled a police report when she was involved in a love triangle with Bob Menendez and Doug Anton, a lawyer that she was seeing in New Jersey. At one point, she disappears, and Anton puts out a missing persons report. Well, the police break into her home and then do this report of what's in the home. And she's like 20 Dior handbags and Louis Vuitton handbags. I mean, and most of them are real. And this is a woman who aspires to a different lifestyle. So I don't know that she thought very deeply about what she was doing and what she was asking her husband to do. I think she saw a real opportunity.